Kaboom! Teach them! Always make sure the message reach them.
Live from Kingston, Jamaica, broadcasting around the world. You're watching the Teach Them YouTube show. Intellectual, yet stimulating. Fair, frank, and factual. And now,
broadcasting live.
We will broadcast
live. This is Extra Class, streaming to the world and beyond.
Hey, let's go.
You know, it's Teach Them, the #1 intellectual blogging panel on the YouTube channel.
Good night, everyone. Let me know if you're seeing me clearly. Like we are focused on a really different screen. Let me know if you're seeing me clearly. Let me know if you're hearing me clearly. If you're seeing and hearing me clearly, welcome to another episode of Extra Class, episode number 409. I just want everybody who is in the ear of my voice and seeing my face, you, your family, your friends, your loved ones, you all are doing well. For the people them who still up on the 9 to 5, I hope that you guys will be able to, you know what I mean, go home to your family soon, man. Big up yourself. For the people them at home, ready for listen to teach about some things we have to jam down, jam rock, Jamaica land we love, land of food and water. Nothing show no short about, you know where something go.
Elvis in Nature, Ellis representing for Extra Class.
Check in, man, we're there. The audio sound crisp tonight. Spend about 2 days of work on it. Big up to the people them on TikTok, you know. Big up to the people them on YouTube, the people them on Facebook, the people them on Twitch. We're there. Hey, John, big up yourself, you know, my bro. Johnny H. Long time in here, see you, G.
Hey, watch you now. Extra Class control country. Lock the place in the city. To deal with your music, I say. Did not have a place to stay, but I pray to Jah for a better day. Hey, teach them never stray. Extra Class is for the trying man and trying no man, working for a better situation. Extra Class is for the trying man.
Yeah, man, I don't do no whole heap of work over Twitch yet still, but the stream goes over there as well, but I need to spend some time and fix up over there.
Yeah. Yes, some do domestic work, some a lawyer, doctor, some hustle in the streets. They all agree Extra Class is unique. Although when the rain falls, the roof leaks. One pair of shoes on my feet. Extra Class rise us up, let us stand on our feet. And I say, yes, Extra Class gone out on a plane. Yes, I elevate the people brain.
Yeah, man. Big up to Danny Hamilton and Sean over upon the TikTok and the rest of people them we have view. Big up to the people them on the Facebook and said stream. Sedley Downer. Blessings, my friend. How you doing? Father Andrew Samuels. Blessings. I serious. Manners. Andre Brown. Please correct the spelling. Oh, rotted. So you go. Thanks. Give thanks. I'll go for correct that, you know. I'll see what I saw. All right, then send me one. My soon come. So the stream I did supposed to do from last night, but you know, because, you know, last night, you know, a lot of you I celebrate, you know, the people in your life for your love. So I decided to say, so I don't know go road and do things and big people sitting. I never bother, you understand? That one. So I hope everybody is okay for all the people who enjoy their Valentine's, the people who celebrate it, that is, because, you know, it's not something that everybody celebrates. Hope you guys, you know, had fun and felt love. But yeah, man, so I could talk about some things I know now. You know, funny, as fate would have it, you see? I put this over here so for the time, you know, I can't see it, so. I interviewed Judge Ferguson, Judge Diamond, the last remaining original member of the Mighty Diamonds. So I interviewed him on Thursday evening. Zin? And, during the interview, we spoke about, the untimely passing of Tabby Diamond and also Bunny, who was sick for a while. And, me I say to myself, and that Nada Ranks passed recently, also Danny English. And during the conversation, I think that probably was off camera still, where I said, hope say, that year I can ride out and when I have to talk about no more entertainer, passing. You see me? And by the time I reach home, because the interview there was about 7 o'clock. By the time I reach home, I start, one of my G-Link, my presenter, big up yourself, one of my G-Link, I say, him here say determined pass. I say, then I don't know, I hope not. Zane, and then a few other people start link me and at the end of it all, news broke that determined me shot passed. The last conversation I had with him, it's probably about 2 or 3 months ago. He had intentions of starting a weekly entertainment event in Anata Bay, and was seeking platform support, as in, to kind of bring it to the people and my stuff. But we're not even get to kind of delve deep into that conversation at the time, and we were supposed to pick that up. We were even supposed to complete the interview because it was supposed to be, there was supposed to be another part to the interview, but we still never get around to that still. But separate and apart from that, I not even did know, say, the DJ was sick like that, to be honest with you. You understand me? I say, the people on TikTok, let me know how the audio is coming through. Encourage your viewers to share your live. Oh, we don't do that now. Zane? And think, Barry Grant, big up yourself, G. Ali, how are you? Ali, big up yourself, Zane. And I don't know, yeah, man. I'm going to share out the stream too before me keep it moving. Sad, as in, determined is still a fairly young man when it come on to, life on a whole, and it's like that, brother. You have to judge. Danny English the same thing. I don't even know if I got to speak about Danny English during my previous streams. So it's set away still, but what to do? Soon tell you something. Add this text. And I can't share the stream for me too, because what thing go, we kind of build back the stream. YouTube kind of, if them not see up on a regular, them kind of push it down on one part. So we kind of try, get back the thing up and running. So feel free to share it out. Yeah, man, whichever. I would prefer you share the YouTube stream still. You can share your TikTok stream just to see it. It really matter. You see me? Pick up on yourself. Put a link here. Post this for my thing too. Yeah, man. So, Keta Drum singer Determined dies after cancer battle. So, reggae singer Determined, known for his mid-1990s hit single, Keta Drum, he's known for way more than that still. But these people don't really understand the fullness of the music still. The people don't write them things here. Keta Drum collaboration with Beanie Man has died. The singer, born Rohan Bennett, passed away on Thursday after a battle with stomach cancer. He was 52 years old. Zane, audio quality great. Big up yourself, ICUS. Yeah, man, I spent but change, long story, I soon get around to that. Zane, he was 52. And as me I say, all things considered, 52 is still relatively young, to be honest with you. We're afforded, 10, that's about 70 on one part, I don't know. Now, artist, manager, and the mother of 3 of the singer's children, Paula Francis, confirmed his passing. In 1995, Determined scored a major hit with the iconic Bobby Digital produced single Keta Drum in collaboration with Beanie Man. It was one of several singles on the popular rhythm, which also drove hit songs from Cocotte, Bounty Killer, Buju Banton, and so on and so on. But Determined is catalog is way more than just Keta Drum. Like, I don't know, like, I don't know. The person who write the article could link me and I write it for them still, to be honest. Free of cost, I'm gonna charge them. So you know what I respect for the DJ. You see, pre? But one of them things. If you have not gotten the opportunity to watch the Determines interview, very insightful, you understand, very informative, also very comedic and hilarious as well. So it's one of them interviews that were, you know what I mean, I got last the test of time. But my deepest condolences to Determines family, his friends, his children. You know, I know this must be difficult and challenging times for you, but you know, I'm sure if all of you, you know what I mean, rest and lean on each other, you'll find the strength to kind of pull through. But Jaja, it's at a way still. One of them things, yeah, sir. Sorry for being late. Big up yourself and a lady, Susie Q. Good night. Lady Davidson, how are you? Jatal, manners and respect. DeAndre Wagwan, my bro. Juno Gully. Bless up to the ones that are the busy, you know. You know what I mean? With there and then something there. You see me? Hope you and your wife for that great Valentine's speech. Big up yourself in the age and give thanks, man. Likewise. Rennie876, thanks for the follow. Zane. And these things. We spoke, I did a live stream last week. Sorry for being late, your IG follower. Oh, blessings, Lady Susie. I kind of just a start, man, but I'm glad I reached class. Zane, last week, sometime I did a live stream, a call-in stream concerning the situation dancehall artist Kiprich and him initially being a person of interest and reporting to the police, being officially charged and so on and so forth. And, you know, during these conversations, well, this conversation and previous conversations about, you know, the music and so on, you know, there's always the chain of thought that, bless up in 876, manners and respect. Zane, there's always the chain of thought and the school of thought that, you know, the system of fight against the youths, them, especially ghetto youth, artists from the ghetto and so on and so forth. I suppose we'll never be able to get past that. I have always said that, though, we are responsible for our own actions and whatever things we get ourselves, you know, associated with, if that's the case. That I know the system forces to do these things. You understand? There are many artists who have had successful careers, dominated the space, and they have never been in any run-ins with the law. So there is that as well, and so on. Lo and behold, I saw an article yesterday. I think it was yesterday, where another dancehall artist was arrested by the police. Dancehall artist Jamal held by police. So dancehall artist Jamal, whose real name is Tivell Dixon, hope I pronounced that correctly, was taken into police custody on Friday in relation to alleged involvement in gang activity. It is understood that Dixon was held by lawmen from the Specialized Operations Division after he performed at a nightclub in St. Andrew. 11 other men of corporate area and St. James addresses were reportedly also detained in connection with the investigation. It is alleged that Dixon is the leader of the Dunce Gang in Barrett Town, St. James. So that is the situation. And you know, it is always interesting to kind of gauge what the streets, the population, so to speak, kind of their views on some of these things. And there's a post on the Blast Instagram. Blast, big up myself in MG. The Blast Instagram page, where he had posted the story. I know I found quite the discourse very interesting, because with these things also, you're always going to find people who are in support of law enforcement and people who are against law enforcement and are supportive of the entertainers. They are pop you. Nice. Big up yourself. Oh, as me said that. So I kind of change my microphone. Like, I have a few microphones I put on, and I decided to kind of spend some time on my audio, because I think I did have some issue with it, and yeah, it go on. Big up. I appreciate the fact so when I hear it and realize. Give thanks. Zane, big up. And also, if for the people that on TikTok when I realize when I see Mike, the camera or YouTube I see me on, So right now, I share my screen and I see that. I spend some time. Shango, big up yourself, my bro. Shango kind of did link me for him. Hear me in the Kiprit stream. I said, I go buy something if you can share my real camera them over on TikTok. And the G came and said, teach what you talk about. You have money, watch a style, man. So next week, I had an idea, but I kind of thought it was a little bit too technical. But him convinced me, I'm spend some time. And so IG supposed to see me real camera them now and all of them. So not IG, TikTok. Zine, I supposed to be streaming to IG too, but me add that in the future. So we kind of, everywhere you turn, you go see my face. You understand what I'm saying? So, as I said, I found some of these comments very interesting because it's always good to see divergent views and opinions from yours and others when it come on to these things. So somebody said, free up my Christian friend. We have church Sunday morning. See where is a comment about that? Somebody has said, oh, GYSM, big old girl. You know what that means? Believe. Zine, you're not funny. You know your mother youth, see? So some people not take kindly to that. And I him did feel lead the choir, you know. So the whole S-mother sing full up on that. The obsession with dancehall artists has begun. So there's another view on that. So watch us. Let me see the comments on this now. Somebody said criminals. What obsession? Jamal are all jailer from long time. If you don't have anything sensible to comment, it is best you refrain from doing so. Can tell you I one of the junker them about obsession. Kiss me teeth. You don't want crime to stop until police lock up on a favorite. Your ball cree. If I ever become a celebrity, a fan like Uno me no want, delusional and easy to lead. On a different topic, but similar situation, I see Tammy lead upon video all ends with man or JCF put out on Wanted Wednesday. Oh, I never said that. Zane, you mean criminals hiding behind the musician title? Zane, one of the cross might them. Yeah, real crosses for you. Zane, let me find a couple more comments. One bag of load more dog shit under your comment. Keisha, the criminal enabler. If you don't have anything, we said that already, so I'll go on. So yeah, me nah see them go lock up politicians. We buy with guns. We buy with the guns them do. Zane? And the ones with thief bolt money. They have strength for taxi man, artists, eaglers, and kids. So why you not give the statement? I met them go lock up with politician where buy a gun gear. SM mother police boy. Cool no father. See a few more comments still. You become a target the moment you elevate. Or see, well, I guess an alkaline so that. Lego a passer. There, a beg. See, nice. Grab up the whole of them. So you have different views and the situation. These things are always interesting to look at. But I hear politicians telling their supporters to take to the streets to defend such man. Okay, I'm not sure what the Andrea has to read that still, so I don't know. Anting. Yes, Jamal perform and make a club, then the police arrest him and charge him for alleged. Oh, I see that. It says gang involvement. So I don't know about that part of the thing, those sources. So I don't know. Yeah, so that's the situation. Another entertainer, having to treat with law enforcement. Just like, well, I said just like anybody. You know my style already. I'll wait and I'll observe and I'll see what the outcome of his arrest will be, if there will be any charges or will he be released without charges, and if so, it would be interesting to comment section. Okay, and it will be interesting to see if there are any charges, how it plays out, and them something there. But and again, I remember making similar statements, and I'll do it again. The artist, if he knows in his heart that he's not involved in whatever the accusations are, then, we hope that play out and he will be released. Also, if it's a situation where the G knows him involved in things that are against the law, this is an opportunity for him to kind of, look himself, evaluate, assess, then reorganize him friends and in company and him associates and clique, and if him probably need to step left a ear and probably, but like, you know, sometimes we get some opportunities to kind of fix things and we don't always use it, but we see what happened. I don't know the entertainer, never met him, never had a conversation with him. So it's just, and to be honest with you, I have never really sat down and listened a song done by the artist. I've heard bits and pieces here and there, because I guess I'm hot in the space at the moment. So you're gonna hear the things, but I just want them things. So if he's innocent, I'm sure that will play out. If he is involved in what he's alleged to be involved in, that will play out as well. And we are here to observe. I can't draw no conclusions or make no pronouncements or no judgments because, you know, the information that I have is the information that is in the article. So that is that. So we watch and see. See it? Stop sharing page. You see me? So that are the situation. Read that. We watch and see. Yo, my audio sound sweet and my ears are fret. Right now, me then sing. And I can't sing, you know. No, we have always said there are a number of things that continue to hold Jamaica from achieving its full potential to be the place of choice to, you know, raise children, work, and all of these good things we did in a Vision 2030. And one of the recurring points of contention is the whole aspect of corruption in high and low places. You understand? In different faces and them something there. Respect this, give thanks, man. Appreciate that. You see me? And thing. Jams, if you're watching, can you please tell me if everything is over on TikTok? Because I can't really see it now because I log in. I now go see the stream. Yeah, if I go in on my phone and things still. Yeah. And them something there. And you know, the eat a food mentality and who know who and who are blind and you know, we are secure with political friends and supporters and all of these things. All of these things add up. We also know that we spoke recently and I've been speaking down the years about the fact that whilst the Jamaica Constabulary Force is suffering a trust deficit and the general population are not very comfortable treating with the JCF sometimes. And this has been, I guess, a collection and combination of things down the years. We know that there are some members of the police force that have ill intent and the oath that they took to serve and protect, they only serving and protecting them criminal friends and so. So we know that there are corrupt elements within all sectors of the society. See? So there are international agencies that, you know, track what go on in various countries around the world, and one such is what comes out in the Corruption Perception Index. So Jamaica scores 44 out of 100 in 2024 Corruption Perception Index. So the Jamaica public sector in 2024 was no more or no less corrupt than it was in 2023. This is according to Transparency International, which is one of the agencies or entities that does these things, which has awarded the country a score of 44 out of 100 on the Corruption Perceptions Index for 2024. The score was the same as the year prior, so the score has remained the same. So we know more corrupt or less corrupt based on the Transparency International Index rating. We on the ground may differ. You understand what I say? Andrew Spence and Brian Foster, Exotic Cookbook, big up on yourself. TDC, I go on my friend, big up yourself, you know. Bachelor, I deal my bro, hope all is well. Zane, I'm bring up, because so at least I can still see the what go on here, so what go on. Why this? Oh, I can still see, I see the comment them on TikTok, so I go and watch all. Big up to the people them on TikTok. You understand me? I say KD's here and more. Spaniard, Zane, Sagittarius, big up to the ones there. What about TikTok look at? Franklin Thompson. Hey, big up yourself. Shango, big up yourself in my bro. Yeah, man, and thanks again. You see me? You're a real G. You see it? Yeah, man. The latest figures were released on Tuesday of this week. The Transparency International assesses 180 countries and territories across the globe on their perceived levels of public sector corruption using data from 13 external sources, including the World Bank, the World Economic Forum, private risk and consulting companies, and think tanks. It ranks them on a scale of 0 to 100, with 0 meaning highly corrupt and 100 meaning very clean. So the higher you are ranked on the scale, it means the less corrupt you are. The lower you are ranked on the scale, it means the more corrupt you are. So let me run that again, so people are clear on it. So it ranks them on a scale of 0 to 100, right? With 0 meaning you're highly corrupt and 100 meaning you're very clean. So the higher up on the scale you are, the less corrupt you are perceived to be. The lower down on the scale you are, the more corrupt you're perceived to be. So I hope people are follow go on this. See? The resulting score are published on the Corruption Perception Index, or CPI. So the National Integrity Action points out that the score of 44 out of 100 is Jamaica's best performance to date. It was previously attained in 2017, 2018, 2020, 2021, 2022, and 2023. It is a smidgen above the global average of 43. So the global average on the CPI is 43. We have been kind of maintaining one above that for a bit, with more than 2/3 of countries scoring below 50. According to Transparency International, it highlights the need for urgent action against corruption and signals a critical global obstacle to implementing successful climate action. While Jamaica's CPI score has remained steady, the country has slipped 4 places in the country rankings, coming in at 73 out of 180. This compares to 69 out of 180 for the 2023 period. So on the index itself, we have maintained our 44 position or 44 rating from last year, but 180 countries are assessed, and last year we were ranked 69. So I guess we were the 69th most corrupt country on the index last year. This year we have slipped 4 places, even though the rank has not moved. Even though the rank on the CPI has not moved, but in terms of countries, out of the 180 countries, we are now, I guess, the 73rd most corrupt out of the 180, I suspect. So that is the situation. And we have seen many things in recent time that would have led to either it remaining there or preventing it from, increasing. Many scandals, corruption scandals, and allegations of cronyism and nepotism and all sort of isms and schisms and mannerisms and some. You understand what I say? So that is the situation. We on the ground know that the thing kind of bad some places, not so bad some places. I guess there has been efforts to try and improve things. How serious and sustained those efforts have been, I guess, is our next question to be answered. Swag, big up yourself, Jordan, Shaw, Stumpy, all of the people, Aish, Wilson, Blessings, Carl Martin, all of the people who up on TikTok, big up on yourself, manners and respect. Big up to the people on YouTube, Facebook, Twitch. Yeah, there anywhere else? Yeah. So, yeah, big up on yourself, yeah, sir. So I'm going to talk about Usain Bolt situation, but there is a particular thing that I wanted to look on, and that is the situation surrounding see if I can find it. Yeah. Oh, it's not this one, it's 2024. 2025. There has been a situation in recent years where there has been documented struggles with the rate at which post-mortem examinations are done. There has been a situation, I suppose, where the number of pathologists available have not been sufficient to treat with the demand for post-mortem. And I suppose when you look at the crime figures, the murder figures yearly, plus people who are dying from natural causes, I suppose there would be a strain on pathologists, because it if you don't have enough, what do you think is going to happen? But there's an article recently, like I thought I had the article in my script because I didn't read it, but then somebody had brought the issue to my attention again today or yesterday, and I had made a pledge to kind of talk about it. I suppose was it the Gleaner who New York police find body of missing man they say was tortured for more than a year. Oh, Jamaica among. Okay. Now that we are looking at it now. So me I try to see if I can find it. 2024. I don't remember the title of the article. So if anybody remember seeing it, just let me know. I'm say comments them stay. So I can check it out. Hold on. Oh, I need to get my comments over here so too. And them something there. Jamaica demolished the Bureau of Standards and Consumer Group since China. Exotic cookbook. When I said demolish, what do you mean? Because the Bureau of Standards is still in operation. So let me know, like, what you mean? I don't know. And other consumer group, the Consumer Affairs Commission is still operational. Do you mean that they are not being supported or enough resources are being pumped into them, or them not exist no more? So I'm not sure. See? So let me know, because I don't know, I find that kind of weird. MS, how you doing? If this is your first visit, okay, big up yourself. Jam here, Trinidad Jam. Big up yourself big up yourself, my brother. Zane, so when I find that, again, I speak about it. But the situation now Sprint Ike, the legendary Usain Bolt, kind of got, heated again this week after Usain did a sit down with the Fix podcast. He has not spoken about the SSL situation locally or probably internationally in an interview type settings since news broke that the fraud at SSL affected him directly. It doesn't work. Try calling them. You won't. Oh, okay. I understand what you're saying. Exotic. Unfortunately, I guess that means you'd probably have to go to the, go in office to see what go on one of them parts. Unfortunately, I'm just saying. All right, Devon, big up yourself. Let me see what go on. Let me check on something. The interim. Okay, we'll have it up on Facebook. See? And these things. So, Usain, spoke about the SSL situation and gave an update as far as he could have, I guess, during the interview. And subsequently, Nationwide reported some stuff. Then some people started asking Bolt some stuff. Some stuff were said. Then other people said some stuff. Then some only for things. Till Bolt's attorney has released a statement, a public statement on the matter as well. And them something there. Nationwide has stated in an editorial that they are standing by their initial report Because one of the things that both lawyer said is that it appears they have not been furnished with the forensic audit, I guess, our forensic investigation by, I think, Crowell Associate, but media entities are being able to quote from it. So there is some media touching. So there was that. So, but nationwide, I said them. So we are going to go through the whole sequence of things and see what is what and these things. Now, before we go any further, let me start off by saying a few things. I have addressed the SSL situation a number of times during live streams, then treating with updates and so on. Also, Usain has said that, you know, people are trying victim shaming. Zane, whilst nobody should be trying to prevent Usain from speaking about his current SSL situation, I suppose people have a right to also ask questions. You understand? I mean, it's Usain, and some people may not want to offend the G because of what he has done for the country and so on. But just like how Usain is able to state his frustration and his disgust, people are also entitled to, you know, ask a few questions. That is my view on that, to be honest with you. Zane, whether them ask Usain directly or them just ask. One of the issues though that I've taken chuckled a little at the situation because of a similar situation. Jaja, one of my observations and one of the unfortunate turns that the SSL Bolt situation has taken, is that it has become political fodder. And a lot of people who are commenting on the SSL situation, I don't think are commenting from a place of concern, thinking that, you know, this could have been me, this could have been you. They are commenting, so me kind of ask, so there are three sets of people. You have some people with accounting and financial experience and background. They are trying to give a balanced perspective of the situation. Zin? You have a next, and then you have two other side. One side are people who are trying to attribute Bolt's losses to the government, Zane, from a political standpoint. And then on the other side, you have people who are defending the government, saying, "Only for go ahead." So it is unfortunate that as a matter as serious as this is taking on a political life form when all of us as Jamaicans should be united in our concern that this is a licensed financial institution that has been accused of treating with people's investment in a way that is not above board. And who should be held accountable. Instead, it is now a political football. You understand? I think people really serious about that party. Zin? No. I have said this before, and again, I want to breathe. Please exhale. I sincerely hope that not just Usain Bolt, but every single client of SSL who was fleeced of their monies, that them get back every single dollar where possible. I hope so. But I have said this before and I'll say it again, that irrespective of how much we admire, respect and love Usain Bolt, because he's the face of the SSL client part of the thing, because he's the only person we have seen come out to come and say, irrespective of how we feel about the love we have for Usain and the admiration and every good thing about Usain and what he has done for the nation, SSL is not a government entity. SSL is a privately operated investment brokerage firm. As of such, the government of Jamaica cannot give back anybody who lost money in SSL if SSL can't find the money to pay them, give back anybody any money. Again, whilst I hope that every single person who lost money get back every single dollar, let us not pretend and let us not go on like we not understand that SSL is a privately operated company, and as such, the government of Jamaica cannot give SSL clients who were defrauded taxpayers' money. Let us establish that. No matter how we feel about it, these are the facts. However, that said, the government of Jamaica cannot escape responsibility and blame in this situation. Again, the government of Jamaica, and we're not talking about just this present government, but at them we have to talk about now because at them I run off a thing. See? But there have been issues with SSL from in the past, from about 2010, if memory serves me correctly. I think they were flagged in 2010 and all of these things. Again, the government of Jamaica, which is currently led by Andrew Holness and his Jamaican Labour Party member of parliament and senators, they cannot at no point in time escape the fact that they would have to shoulder some responsibility and blame for what eventually happened at SSL. Why? Because the financial service, one, they're a licensed company which is regulated by the Financial Services Commission, which is a government agency. There were issues with SSL in the past, and also they were flagged again, and a report was created and sent to the Finance Ministry, and that report was not actioned. I don't even know if the Finance Minister had looked at the report, but I know that there was no action taken coming out of the report and recommendation. So, there, and we are... I have always tried to be as balanced as I can with these things. I know it is easy to allow our emotions to drive us and to drive these conversations and discussions. But there are two sides of the thing here. One, SSL is a private company. It's a private entity. Even though they are regulated by under the Financial Services Commission, the government should not at any point in time take taxpayers' money to refund clients from a private company who has lost their investment. That said, I sincerely hope that every single client of SSL that was defrauded is given back their money. Somebody at Michael Johnson said, yes, sir, it is called a bailout. Sir, the last time the government tried bailout nobody bought here, it led to the financial meltdown of the 90s, which led to FinSac and all the ramifications there. See? So if we, as a government, as a country, have government that decide to bail out every private company that running a problem, especially when there's proof that there was deliberate attempts to defraud the clients, you can't really take up my tax dollars and give an next man in a bread. I mean, not depend that. See? So while it's called a bailout, again, there is history of the government interfering with private operating entities before, and it took decades for the country to recover from that. I hope that SSL has the assets and whatever it is that can be liquidated to repay their clients. See? So, again, whilst We will forever love, respect, admire, appreciate what Bolt has done for us. Let us not for a moment forget that SSL is not a government entity, agency, or institution, but a private one. Let us not lose sight of that. That's all me I say. Secondly, the government cannot escape blame in the SSL situation. So no matter how them try to take with them, they can't. It's impossible. Why? Because SSL is a regulated financial entity that operates under a license granted by the FSC. When issues are identified, it is the responsibility of the FSC and other governmental agencies that treat with these things to investigate, make recommendation, whether lockdown, SSL, or so, whatever it is. So there is that. See? I'm not blaming Usain Bolt for investing his money in the country. I could have never do that. You understand what I say? Or anybody who choose to invest their money in the country. All I'm saying though is whilst we are very emotional about the situation, Zane, we have to understand that one, SSL was a privately operated entity. And as such, it should not be a case where there should be any consideration at all of using taxpayers' money to repay any client of SSL. That money should be found through SSL and them assets. So make we lay that out right there. So good. And again, I am not attributing any blame or responsibility to Usain Bolt for investing his money. However, he did invest his money and we are now where we are. So we have to talk about these things. Again, I can't understand why is it that Usain, it's okay for Usain to talk about his money and for other people to talk about the money, but it is not okay for people to ask questions. We can't subscribe to that either. So there is that. So I could talk about the things them now. Zane? It's a solid point, uncomfortable point, difficult point, but a necessary stance you are making. But that's a saying of TDC, like the reason why people sit down and click them phone screen for say watch the live, I guess because I'm probably interested in what me have to say. So that is what me have to say. Zane, Andre, big up yourself, you know. Watch you now. So I could start from the beginning. Well, the recent developments, that is. So Bolt did the interview over on the fix. Zane? And we are now where we are. So I could start from up there. Where there? It was, so Bolt said he has not been getting any update and these things. The court matter is, well, I guess the matter is still in front of the, and so on. I'm sure you guys watch the interview, Zane? And if you not watch it yet, it will be good so you can familiarize yourself with what he said. Now, subsequent to that interview, Nationwide published a news report which indicated or suggested that large portions of Bolt's money was stolen before the money got to his SSL account. Zane, how Nationwide came by this is only them can tell you. But I will share that news report. Let me share my screen so everybody can see what I'm going. So it says, Nationwide News understands that a high-level probe facilitated by international forensic investigators who were hired to examine the debacle at Collapse Brokerage House Stocks and Securities Limited, SSL, has found that a substantial portion of Usain Bolt's reported principal investment was stolen before it ever reached an account at SSL. The stunning development comes in wake of a recent interview given by the track legend in which he insisted that it is the government that holds the key to him being reimbursed his almost $2 billion. That's a lot of money, you know. Judge a father. So the story was done by George Davis. This is it.
Our sources include a senior official who has worked closely with the investigations. Nationwide News has for months been trying to ascertain how, when, and if one of Jamaica's finest sons will ever reclaim his substantial investment of over 12 million US or approximately 2 billion Jamaican dollars in SSL. We have been told that the picture is grim. Our sources say the investigations, which have been supported by the UK-based forensics auditing firm Kroll Associates, have found that Bolt's management team was sent fake invoices and updates by criminal accused Jean Panton. We are told that the fake invoices misled the track legend into believing that all of his intended principal investment was in fact sent to SSL. The fake documents also had the effect of leading Bolt's team to believe that his investment had grown appreciably. We are told that the investigations show that the bulk of the sum Bolt sent to be invested in SSL never reached any account at the brokerage house. The information casts major doubt over whether Bolt will ever recover what he had been calculating was due to him, given the size of his investment and the time which has passed since his money was put in. This comes as the Office of the Director of Public Prosecutions, ODPP, continues to await additional documents from the Financial Investigation Division, FID, before deciding whether criminal charges are to be laid on any other individual arising from the fraud at SSL. The documents are reportedly key to informing the authorities about whether a case can be made out beyond a reasonable doubt against any other individual who was employed to SSL. Jean Panton is currently before the court, facing multiple fraud charges. Panton had reportedly given a confession statement indicating that she had defrauded multiple accounts over many years. During an interview after the SSL fraud came to light, Bolt revealed that he had fired a member of his team who had responsibility for monitoring his investment at SSL. Earlier this week, Bolt told the popular podcast, The Fix, that he was beyond frustrated with the pace of the investigation into his missing funds.
There's been conversations, but nothing has materialized out of the conversation.
You feel like them are doing enough to try to solve things?
Nah, brother. I personally, if they were doing enough, it would have reached a certain level already. It's been 2 years and we can't say, me can't come to you now and say, all right, it reached us, all right, we'll look up or we'll look down. It's not there no way. This is like almost at a stalemate, isn't it? But at some point, we have to figure out something and make a move. Because you can't just lose all of that stuff.
He says he believes the government can do more to assist him in getting his money back.
It licked my heart, brother. And then through over time, how it has progressed and what I expect me not get. Or what I think me not see and help me not get from certain people. And you know, see me as a judge.
Right. So is it from government? Is it from the government perspective?
The government alone really can't do nothing. Big boy, this is no answer. And them are the only person who can go in and say, yo, this need to fix.
Yeah.
You understand?
And how active are they in it, in the case?
It's been 2 years.
Yeah.
George Davis for Nationwide News.
So that was the report now that kind of set all type of conversations and discourse surrounding, well, after Bolt's interview, that is. Because, you can appreciate that Bolt speaking at any time or anything is going to draw attention. That is just the stature of Usain Bolt and his legendary status. See? So that was a report from Nationwide. And between Bolt's interview and that report, people started now ask, as Bolt was posting some things on Twitter, and some people started asking questions. Some of the questions I think were fair questions, to be honest with you, Zane. But, because of Bolt, some people are on the move from yesterday. But that's okay, and that's fine. So that was that. I'm sure you'd have heard before, I'm not here again, just now. Zane, also, you have people when don't know nothing about financial things and accounting like myself. I give for them few cents on it, but then you have people with financial background and qualification who would have chimed in. So a forensic audit won't reveal who stole Bolt's money, and this is a financial analyst, accountant saying that. So watch your style. So this is another article, I'm sure. Zane? Chartered accountant Dennis Chung says the scope of an audit done by a UK-based forensic auditing firm will not show what happened with Usain Bolt's money that was reportedly stolen before it reached collapsed brokerage house Stocks and Securities Limited. He was reacting to the development on Wednesday that a substantial portion of the track legend's reported principal investment was stolen before it ever reached any account at SSL. So I don't think Nationwide is saying that Bolt never send the money, because there is proof that Bolt team, Wellgen Limited is his holding company, send the money. See? But the question now is, did that money reach the intended account or accounts that it should have? So this is what the chartered accountant had to say.
Whoever's money did not reach, then they have to take personal action now against the individual. So that is something outside of the scope of the SSL. So the scope of the audit is not going to discover where that money went necessarily, right? I have my suspicions on that, right, as to what happened. I don't think that the persons who took the money took it deliberately to just take it out one time and steal it. I think that just like a Ponzi scheme, what might have happened is they say, let me take this money and see if I can make it in an investment, make some money off of it, and then put it back. I think that's what they got caught up in.
This is an interesting perspective from Dennis Strong. He's saying that him not feel that them did just plan for just thief all our money. He feels that some people decide to rinse the money. You understand me? I said, deal here, big up yourself and your family. So some people decide to rinse some of the money, make some money off of it and put back the money. See? So that is one viewpoint there. That is what him feel happen. Now, Nationwide News had for months been trying to ascertain how, when, and if one of Jamaica's finest sons will ever reclaim his substantial investment of over $12 million or approximately Jamaican $2 billion. Every time I say a figure, it hurt my feelings. Feelings question. Oh, a man say feelings. Account administrator, pick up yourself. See, our sources say the investigations, which have been supported by the UK-based forensic auditing firm Kroll Associates, have found that Bolt's management team was sent fake invoices and updates by a criminal accused, Jean Panton. I don't know who is Nationwide's source or sources, but they are saying their sources are indicating that Bolt's management team was being sent fake invoices and updates by criminal accused and Jean Panton. It is understood that the fake invoices misled the track legend into believing that all of his intended principal investment was in fact sent to SSL. Nationwide understands the fake documents also had the effect of leading Bolt's team to believe that his investment had grown appreciably. So I guess these invoices was suggesting that the investment where the legend make some money. Elvis B said them source of the government. Jaja. Bro, under POCA, which is the Proceeds of Crimes Act, if the government was being vigilant, more can be done to 1, charge others, and 2, recoup some, if not all of the funds. Yeah, man, me get that. But we don't know what FID are doing or what them breach or what them are doing. We don't know the details of the Kroll report and all of these things in Richie. So it's kind of difficult to say these things. You understand? And thing. So, shall we know? It is understood that the investigations show that the bulk of the sum Bolt sent to be invested in SSL never reached any account at the brokerage house. Chung says it will now be up to Bolt to trace communication and financial records to ascertain who was responsible for receiving his monies that never reached SSL. I'm sure there should be some paper trail to treat with that. So this is what Chung is saying.
It's a matter for him to find out what happened from his team. What is the information that you receive? What are the records you have of conversations that took place? For example, emails, and all of that. And then that based on that, he can discover who is the person who was responsible for receiving the funds. What is the bank account it was sent for? Go back to the records of the bank transactions and see where it was sent. That is what you can use now to say, this is where the money went. If persons receive money fraudulently into an account, then they can be held criminally responsible.
Yeah, but then Dennis, people are going to say, then what you mean say a bold for go do that? Now the investigators them for do that. We don't know, I just say, you understand? Nationwide I get fake news in a lifestyle moment. It's a lifestyle moment, Steve. Yeah, that I don't think he had a problem with being asked questions. However, some of the questions I have seen are accusatory and in fact blaming him for investing income. Yeah, man, and he's okay to respond. Very, very well said, Kalisha, that is good. And these things. But you know, a social media world go, you say something, somebody go ask some things, and somebody go say some things. I guess it's just the nature of the beast now, I suppose. Andrew Mark, that is what question me ask. I will play back what Dennis say again. This is what Dennis say.
It's a matter for him to find out what happened from. It's a matter for him to find out what happened from his team. What is the information that you receive? What are the records you have of conversations that took place? For example, emails and all of that. And then that based on that, he can discover who is the person who was responsible for receiving the funds. What is the bank account it was sent for? Go back to the records of the bank transactions and see where it was sent. That is what you can use now to say, this is where the money went. If persons receive money fraudulently into an account, then they can be held criminally responsible.
Meanwhile, Chung says the government would not be responsible for reimbursing Usain Bolt or other investors whose monies were stolen from SSL. I mean, this is something that I've said before still, but maybe like Dennis have accounting background on probably will listen. What me I do here, so? Oh, be for cheer up with Kara. Yeah, so see it? So
I don't think that there's anything for government to give back to those investors, including Bolt, who might have gotten shafted in that way. So there's no liability on the government. There wouldn't be any liability on the regulators. That's a straight situation with the person who took the money.
We'll play that again.
I don't think that there's anything for government to give back to those investors, including Bolt, who might have gotten shafted in that way. So there's no liability on the government. There wouldn't be any liability on the regulators. That's a straight situation with the person who took the money.
Or he says any such action would represent a serious violation by the government.
Financial institutions fail every day all over the world, especially in the US. Remember FTX, right? Recently, that was a big thing. The government cannot take up taxpayers' money and compensate anyone. That would be a serious violation on behalf of the government if that were to be done. Remember, what happened with the FinSac situation is that they bought into the organization and took over the organizations, took over the debts of the organization. And it's on that basis that they pump capital into it. Now, if we follow the story that most of the money did not get to SSL, even if the government were to buy out SSL assets and prop it up, then what would happen is that most of that money that did not reach SSL would not be compensated back anyway.
Play that again.
Financial institutions fail every day all over the world, especially in the US. Remember FTX, right? Recently, that was a big thing. The government cannot take up taxpayers' money and compensate anyone. That would be a serious violation on behalf of the government if that were to be done. Remember, what happened with the FinSac situation is that they bought into the organization and took over the organizations, took over the debts of the organization. And it's on that basis that they pump capital into it. Now, if we follow the story that most of the money did not get to SSL, even if the government were to buy out SSL assets and prop it up, then what would happen is that most of that money that did not reach SSL would not be compensated back anyway.
Yes, Kalisha, but he probably understands that, but then there are people in the masses who really don't, and you understand, this stream is not for Bolton, it's for people in the masses. It's like, so accountant account administrator is saying Dennis's utterances sound shaky. How can he be seemingly placing the gravity of a criminal matter on Bolt instead of the investigators? Contrary to what he said, the government can absolutely step in, but the government should not step in. That is what he's saying. You understand? So we know it's called a bailout. See? But then now we setting precedents to bail out failed financial entities, private entities. Look, well, I'm not even getting into it because evidence is there to show that this is not wise. You understand? I hope that SSL have enough assets and things where them can find back the G money and the other people them, see? Yes, Richie. So I don't even think Bolt was asking the government to actually refund him. No, man, I don't think he ever even think about saying anything like that. However, you remember, when I said Bolt said that, Richie, where I said that people have been saying that. Yes, and a lot of the people who are saying that are doing so out of, love for Bolt and appreciation for what he has done and who he is. And also from, you have an next set of people who are doing it from a political standpoint, and some are just doing it from an emotional standpoint. Anything come out to say it because we can't say it. I suppose that. But Bolt, I suppose, would have been informed otherwise, and he knows he's just asking for, progress in the matter from the legal side of it and so on and so forth. Now, in all of this, as Kalisha was saying, some people were asking some question and probably a tribe. I said the G at fault because them never do this and they never follow up and them never this and that and that. But remember, I said SSL, somebody from SSL were providing, based on what the reports are saying, invoices and updates that, have been found out to be fictitious. So it's not like they were not being given stuff to say, okay, the money, even to say that the investment is growing, the money I make money. You understand what I say? So, Bolt's attorney now spoke, I think, yesterday. So Bolt's lawyer calls out victim blaming and says the government failed to protect SSL investors. Usain Bolt's attorney has condemned efforts to blame the Sprint icon for its financial loss while absolving the government of its failure to protect Jamaicans from an investment firm that managed to survive years of alleged wrongdoing without losing its license. There now appears to be an organized effort to shift blame onto the Honorable Usain Bolt for his loss, when he is guilty of nothing more than investing in the country that he loves, said Linton Gordon in a statement on Friday. Zane, on the late, let me get this right, because I kind of get distracted, look what. Said Linton Gordon in a statement Friday on the latest in the Stocks and Securities Limited fallout. He continued, "This is a textbook case of victim blaming, and it appears to be an attempt to absolve the government. The government cannot be absolved. No matter what them say, no matter what them do, no matter what them try, there's no way on this earth, no scenario, no situation where the government can be free from blame in this situation." See? Which are we there now? Even more concerning, this is a textbook case of victim blaming, and it appears to be an attempt to absolve the government of its failure to protect the public and those defrauded by SSL. Even more concerning is the apparent attempt to silence victims and manipulate the narrative about who is truly responsible for this large-scale fraud, which has left hundreds of Jamaicans without their hard-earned money and no clear path to recovery. Gordon's statement comes amid growing public frustration over the pace of the investigation and perceived lack of accountability in the 2 years since the alleged fraud was reported to the authorities in January of 2023. His remarks follow Bolt's recent interview on the Fix podcast, where he expressed his disappointment with the government's handling of the situation and hinted at taking further action. Gordon denied allegations that Bolt's company, Wellgen Limited, did not properly transfer funds to SSL. The allegations being circulated in the public that not all of Usain Bolt's funds that were sent to Stocks and Securities Limited were received by the institution are false, baseless, and entirely without credibility, Gordon stated. All funds lodged at SSL by Bolt's company were transferred by a bank transaction, and each and every payment was acknowledged by the institution in writing. Gordon pointed to court evidence given by Ken Tomlinson, the temporary manager appointed by the Financial Services Commission, to support his point. Tomlinson told the Supreme Court last year that Bolt's principal investment of US $6.2 million or $950 million was validated as having been defrauded from the company's account at SSL. Bolt said statements he received up to late 2022 showed that he had investment totaling US $12.7 million. Gordon has also condemned suggestions that Bolt was careless in his dealings with SSL. The notion that Bolt was negligent in making these deposits is entirely unfounded, he declared. The Prime Minister of Jamaica, the government of Jamaica, and the hundreds of Jamaican citizens invested in SSL, an institution which was approved and regulated by the government. To suggest that Bolt was careless or lacked proper financial management is to imply the same about every Jamaican who has invested in the government-approved financial institution. The lawyer noted that SSL operated under an annual license issued by the FSC, the government entity that regulates investment houses, pension funds, among others. Holness confirmed in the early days of the SSL fraud scandal, he gave instructions in September of 2021 for an account he held at SSL to be closed. It was opened in 2008. 5 public bodies, the National Housing Trust, the National Insurance Fund, the Jamaica Agricultural Society, the National Health Fund, and the Jamaica Banana Catastrophe Fund, also held investments through SSL. Bolt's comments on the Fix podcast were his most expansive and intense public utterances since the fraud case became public in January of 2023. He said he had declined numerous international media requests to discuss his loss out of love for his country, but that his patience is wearing thin. Clearly, it looks like if me not apply some pressure or do something, or I start make whole heap of questions being asked, me now get back nothing, Bolt stated. The comments appear to have upset some persons, including supporters of the ruling Jamaica Labour Party. Bolt's lawyer said some of the comments are being reviewed to determine what legal actions are available. Okay. Gordon also expressed concern that confidential details about Wellgen's accounts are being reported in the media. He said reports done by experts from the United States and the United Kingdom have also not been shared with him or Bolt. That is what I kind of find striking. Bolt's former client relationship officer at SSL, Jean Panton, is the only person charged in the matter so far. Boy, Jean back broadcast, Jean just take a fall for she and everybody, but I know. The FSC has faced serious questions about its oversight. The Gleaner revealed in 2023 January that for more than a decade, the Financial Services Commission flagged SSL as a problem institution with a culture of non-compliance and mismanagement of clients' funds. For a decade, you know. However, despite the findings from its own investigators, the FSC never revoked SSL's license, and the public and potential investors were never told of the concerns. Former Finance Minister Dr. Nigel Clark had also disclosed in January of 2023 that his office received a report from the FSC on SSL in April of 2020. The referenced report was never, ever brought to my attention, he said, before later on announcing a series of policy changes on how investment houses will be regulated. The bankrupt SSL was renamed from Paul Chen Young and Company in 2006. King D, big up yourself. And that is why I've said that at no point can the government be free from blaming this. The Financial Services Commission flagged SSL, has been flagging SSL for over 10 years as a problem institution. They investigated, they compiled a report and submit the report to the Office of the Finance Minister from April of 2020. And the Finance Minister, let me quote him, Zine, the reference report was never ever brought to my attention. That is what the Finance Minister said. So when reports go to the Finance Ministry, who them go to? And if them for reach to the finance minister, or if can them to the finance minister, how come 3 years? One report submit 2020 and up to 2023, the finance minister, as him say, that report was never ever brought to his attention. And FSC did nothing to close the operations of SSL or to revoke their license. So, no matter how you spin it, no matter what you think about it, no matter what you say, the government of Jamaica, which is currently under the stewardship of Andrew Holness, cannot escape some form of blame from what is happening at SSL. Cannot. It is impossible. That don't make no sense. You understand me? I say that makes zero sense. You see me? So, no bother with the politics part, I think. Zin? That said, the matter is still in front of the court. We could talk about some more things. We need to talk about some other things with the court. See? And I understand the people who are saying, but teach, then the Prime Minister take out fee money from him account for close from when? Let me say that again. From 2021. See? And he had an account there from 2008. Some people are going to say then, the Prime Minister take fee money. Then it's the Prime Minister money. Some people are going to say then, probably have inside information. Perhaps I don't know. I can't talk, but I don't know. Does it look away? Of course. But let me ask you a question. You see? If me and you are investing in the same place, if me and you, let me pick out somebody and Richie there, because Richie, no. Rich. So Richie invests in whole heap of money down at SSL, and me invest my little bit of money. See? And me need my money for go to sitting. And me take my money. And after me take my money, sitting happen and Richie lose all my money. Then it's me thief Richie money, me just ask. Or if you did invest in a SSL, and during the same time period when the Prime Minister take out fee money, you take out fee money if you go do what you want to do with it. And you say about losing money and people say you thief bought money. How you then go? Then me not understand. You see me I say? So I'm just say, but the optics look away. We can't go around that. You understand? But I don't know what the Prime Minister did need him money for. Him take his money and go on with it. See? Why did he take his money? You have to ask him. I couldn't tell you that. You understand? You can speculate all you want about it. It's just what it is. If you were the one who took your money before the news broke about losing money and people say you're a thief, then what you then say? You understand? So as me I say, looking at it, the optics look away, but the brother must need him money if you go do whatever. I can't tell you what. So, you know, the notion out there say Andrew, because it's a popular song. No, say Andrew thief bought money. A lot of people have been singing that song. See, and I don't know how they come by to write the song, but I saw the song say. See, but I want to know if you did have money on SSL, and you take your money out of SSL in 2022 or early 2023, before Bolt said them take thief him, find out to them thief him money. And then me I will come out there and say, yo, Richie thief Bolt money. Because Richie take fee money before, then me not think Richie would be happy about that still. So I don't know. It's one of those things. You understand me? You said bad luck was on Obi, I don't know. Was there insider information? I don't know. I don't know. But me just say that we are cheat with it. We are cheat to the facts. It's not only that. The government did have information about the trouble that SSL right before. No, man, the government, and not just right before Andrew Mac. SSL has been a problem institution from 2010. Not 20, for almost a decade. Let me read it again. So it's not just no. Listen. As me say, the FSC has faced serious questions about its oversight. The Gleaner revealed in January of 2023 that for more than a decade, the FSC flagged SSL as a problem institution for more than a decade. So it is not just K. Reed here and said Nigel tell Adjo. It is not just before Bolt. FSC has known about some issues surrounding SSL for over 10 years. and they allow them to continue operating. And it would also be interesting to see what the report that was submitted by the FSC to the Finance Ministry actually say. That report was submitted in 2020, and up to 2023, the Finance Minister said that report was never brought to his attention. You understand what I say? For SSL to continue to operate with that level of fraud being committed over such a long time, come on, man. Somebody must say something. Something must appear off. Something. Zine, why is it that when the FSC started observing issues at SSL, these things were not made public? So people can know. Why is it that all the issues that were facing SSL, remember, SSL was operating under an annual license. So every year that license had to be renewed. Despite all the issues that were plaguing SSL as per the FSC investigation, why were they renewing SSL's license every year for 10 donkey years? Zine? So as Dennis said, so there's no question whether the legend invested money and money was transferred. What Nationwide was reporting is that based on for them source, the money reached SSL, but not all of it reached to Usain's accounts. And as Dennis Chung is surmising, is speculating, is that somebody probably decides to them go rinse the money, try and make some money and put back the G money. Is it a situation where them lose that money there? And how do you lose $6 million US? Or you boy, I mean, yeah. So are you lose some? And say, Jaja, what me gonna do you know? All right, me gonna use some more if you try and make back that, and then make back that, and then you lose that again, and then me gonna use some more. 12 million US. Just give me a mil out of 12 mil there. Me all right with life. Can't broke again. You understand? Boy, as Brian said, all of them are friends. Jaja. Boy, I mean, I know Rasta George. How was Bolt's manager being paid? By the amount of money in the account or by a flat set? But I couldn't tell you that in a father, Andre. You understand? Maybe if me get the chance to interview the G, maybe I ask him these things. I mean, I know. We said Dennis, I give insight on how they play the game. What is the easier Jado Star. But on a serious note, this thing. And as me I say, this is not just about you seeing it. This is about all the other 200 and so clients who were defrauded. Zane, and knowing say, me or you, 207 people are watching stream. It couldn't be 200. It couldn't be what are we are saying? Also, what do you see? So that is why it kind of annoy me now. Say some people are taking a political approach to this from either side of the political divide. When really and truly, this is not an issue that should be politicized. This should be an issue of national concerns. You understand what I say? Elvis said 100% that this is a labor right. but then that don't detract from what he's saying, even if he missed that. You understand? There's no plausibility in what he's saying. This is about 30 million US dollars that gone missing. And thing. But I'm almost sure some do a stream where them say there was some jar down on some insurance and them gonna do some payout and this and that and that and that and that and boy, I mean I know answer. By parties and efforts given the scope of the issue at hand. Boy, I mean Richie, I don't know. It is easy for Jamaicans to kind of put on them political at still. See, but this is not a political should not be. It should be an issue where we have national consensus that these things cannot be allowed to happen again. After the people then get back their money, you see, and everybody else. You understand? So, boy, I mean, I know. if I was like Bolt, I carry the story to England. You mean as in what, Scotland Yard? So, me don't know. We should do better still. This is not one of them time that when we should be drawing political lines on this discussion. This is a matter of national concern, Zane, and we should be unified in trying to get those who are responsible to be responsible for these things and to try to prevent these things from happening. This is not a Ponzi scheme, you know. This is not a cash plus or a all-in type of vibe, you know. Zane, this is a regulated, registered, licensed financial entity operating in Jamaica under the supervision of the Financial Services Commission. And it's not a Ponzi scheme type situation. The Financial Services Commission dropped the ball 1,000,000 times too. And then the Office of the Finance Ministry also dropped the ball, burn it up. Like how can a report from the FSC be submitted in April of 2020 and 3 years later, the Minister of Finance is saying that he has never been made aware of that report? And the most important question when me have to ask, if the FSC had realized that there were recurring issues at SSL, why was it a situation where their license was being renewed annually for the better part of a decade? So, no matter what you want to say or what you want to do, the government cannot be absolved. They cannot remain blameless as some people are trying. They cannot. No matter which political party you support, it cannot. And both administration would have administered, both political parties would have administered over the affairs of the country during SSL operating questionably. But forget about, we're talking about the government now. Zane, a report was submitted under dear stewardship and it sat on a desk or in a cabinet for over 3 years. Yeah, weddings. It's not just like Jamaica run, but we still have to have these discussions. Knowing one thing and just sit down and look. No, brother, we still have to talk. It's a talk show, you know. So that we do. We talk like, you understand? It's just one of them things. You see me? So, whilst in my humble estimation and assessment, Usain Bolt is not asking the government to give him back no money. Big up to the people on TikTok. A whole lot of people up on TikTok are watching. But man, Zane, the government is not, Usain Bolt is not asking the government to give him back the money. What Usain is asking, I think, again, let me state that, is for the matter to be moved along faster, for updates to be forthcoming, and for signs to show that things are being put in place from a legal perspective, so SSL will be compelled to repay the people them. You understand? That is it. Boy, Ripper True Blue, Jaja know a star. But it's Nigel made them know Bolt money was missing. But I suppose it's because I can't tell you who made them know, but separate and apart, and I'm speaking to somebody over on TikTok, separate and apart from that, though the report sat on Nigel's desk, in the office for 3 years, so there's something somewhere. Imagine you are the finance minister, my friend, and the matter as delicate and as important as the SSL situation, a report comes into the office, and 3 years now, you are telling me, say, that report was not brought to the attention of the finance minister? Man, somebody have to pay for that, man. You understand? That somebody have to lose their job for them sitting there. The government did help in getting over. Alex, I said, stop calling up the man. Al, hold on the Al, because you're probably new here. And if you're not, I'm not sure why you're behaving like that. However, on the side I place here, Zane, we have conversations, we share our views. You understand? We listen to each other. We don't have to agree, but this is not a bar type talk program. You understand? We're kind of civil, and you know what I mean? I may even go one step further, probably a little bit more, you know what I mean, red than some of the people you're probably tuning into. So not do that. You understand? You are okay to express your views and your opinions how you want to, but what do you mean? Because if Nigel is the Minister of Finance and this scandal would have happened under his stewardship for some extent, and a report was submitted to his office from 2020, and he was not brought up to speed, or that report and SSL continued to operate despite questionable things in the past, what do you mean? So even if Nigel bring in FBI and CIA and Scotland Yard and everybody else, there is a situation where his administration would have failed in their responsibility to protect investors. It no matter how you go around that. You understand what I say? Like, me not get that, my friend. Zane? And as I said, the long and short of it is over years so still, we not always agree with each other. Enough time people not agree with me, enough time we not agree with Uno, but we not, and that's how we operate on that side, I'm a G. You understand what I say? Yeah, man, we listen to each other and disagree and agree. It's okay. We are still friends. You understand? It's not a problem. Zane? So yes. And well, so make we continue. We kind of done it, you know. So that is what Usain Bolt's lawyer had to say. Nationwide released an editorial saying that they are willing to stand by their initial report. Teach, do you think Bolt lawyer is aggressive enough on his case? I mean, Bolt lawyer can only be aggressive in court, you know. Like, him can't, so him being aggressive outside court not achieve a thing, other than discussion around the matter. You understand? So when him going to court now, him need for step on the crime. You understand? But maybe a more vocal lawyer, maybe would have gotten more attention. I don't know ya still. Do you see, would have known why he retained Mr. Linton Gordon as his lawyer? I am thinking he would have come highly recommended. You see? Nationwide stands by previous report concerning Bolt's fleeced money. Nationwide News is standing by the story we reported on Wednesday concerning the fraud perpetrated on Usain Bolt's investment. So whilst the mic is better sound, it kind of coming on a pop filter upon it, so I realize that reject the plosives so well. So I probably have to look into that. See? But all right, yeah. Don't mind me. I just kind of them sitting there. When we report, what we reported is that a substantial portion of Bolt's money sent to SSL did not make it into any investment account at SSL. What we also reported was that a substantial portion of Bolt's money was fleeced. We also reported that the accused fraudster Gene Panton sent fictitious statements to Bolt and his management team, giving them a misleading impression of the growth of his investment. Bolt's attorney, Linton Gordon, has affirmed that his client did send money to SSL. Gordon also affirmed that Bolt has transaction receipts to validate the transfer of money from Bolt's company Wellgen Limited to SSL. For the record, nowhere in Nationwide's story on Wednesday did we make any suggestion that Bolt never sent money to SSL. What we did say is that when the money got to SSL, a substantial portion was not invested by SSL, as Bolt was led to believe. Additionally, the reference to the testimony in court of former receiver at SSL, Ken Tomlinson, that he could validate $6.2 million of Bolt's money being deposited to SSL is indeed a fact. For the record, we reported that a substantial portion of the just over $12 million put into SSL by Bolt was defrauded. We never reported that all the money was stolen. We are also satisfied that the points raised by Linton Gordon about erroneous reporting regarding this matter have nothing to do with what Nationwide reported on Wednesday. And ISAT is not a financial lawyer. ISAT is a, well, I don't know. I'm assuming that Linton Gordon would have, probably his expertise would be in financial crime. I don't know. ISAT is human rights and criminal law, I guess. I don't know. Gina knows at least one individual who is involved in fleecing. Yeah, but then if Gina want to take the Gina alone, I hold it something, I know. You see me? A substantial portion was not invested. Okay, what happened to the rest that was invested at SSL? I guess over time, them probably take that to Andrew. By all looks of it. So, I don't know. Big up to the people here on TikTok. You see me? Be kind of, I know some things where read the comments. One teacher always make sure the message reach them. Blessing Kensal. Manners and respect, you know. Dean Mother, blessings. Follow the host. Milton Lane, blessings. Big up yourself. Zane. Yeah, man. Manners and respect. Big up to the people them where I follow me over on TikTok there too. Because we appreciate it. Everywhere with it. You understand? So, you see it now, boy, story are hard to follow. You know what I want to talk about from when? I'm not get to talk about it yet. The Portmore Parish situation. I still not even done wrap my head around that. Panton doesn't even need to work with anyone. People tasked with being her supervisor should at least charge on the poker, teach him. I am more curious as to why the institution, it seems passive with its response, especially on such matter with such a public figure. From the outside, perceive it as passive. Which institution you mean? FSC? Which particular institution? So Bolt said some stuff, well, tweeted again, last night, I think. Close this. See? I'm a share. So SSL. Yeah, because them in a problem, but sorry, they know because the matter became a criminal matter. They were, because one at the time, remember that they lost their operational role there, and there was a receiver there, and then the government was paying the staff and all of them something. They said a whole heap of little legal ramifications too. So them is the next one. But me don't know. That's a very good question. No, I don't think Bolt get back not $1 yet. So he said this also. So the allegations being circulated in the public that not all of Mr. Usain Bolt's funds that were sent to Stocks and Securities Limited were received by the institution are for so I'm basically post out of the article. I never read this and I just know saying post. Okay. Right. So in basically post when lawyer say. See? It just don't seem urgent, and I suspect they're behind the scene, legal and otherwise. That. No, speaking about legal part of it. The Director of Public Prosecutions, Paula Llewellyn, I suppose was quizzed as to what is the situation concerning the legal aspect of it. And she said, we are ready to try Bolt fraud case. Jamaica's chief prosecutor says the outstanding financial investigations division FID documents that will determine if other charges are laid in the multi-billion-dollar Stocks and Securities Limited SSL fraud matter have nothing to do with the case concerning track and field legend Usain Bolt. Let me read it again. I'm not sure I understand that. Jamaica's chief prosecutor says the outstanding financial investigations division, which is FID documents, that will determine if other charges are laid in the multi-billion-dollar Stocks and Securities Limited fraud matter have nothing to do with the case concerning track and field legend Usain Bolt. On Thursday, the DPP confirmed that her team is ready to prosecute the case against former SSL client relations manager Gina Panton, the only person charged in the matter where Bolt and several other SSL clients' accounts were defrauded of millions of dollars. The multi-billion-dollar fraud and irregularities that were uncovered at the investment company in January of 2023 ballooned past US $30 million, or Jamaican $4.7 billion, with more than 200 accounts impacted. Panton is facing a 22-count indictment after being charged with forgery, larceny as a servant, and engaging in transactions involving criminal property. Llewellyn said Bolt's matter, along with several other complainants, has been reflected as it relates to the 22-count allegations against Panton. In respect of Bolt, cumulatively, there are about 5 different counts, including larceny as a servant and engaging in a transaction involving criminal property. The sum that is alleged in respect of the fraud where Wellgen is concerned, that is Bolt's company, is US $6 million, said Llewellyn. And them something there. Bolt complained during another part that the government is not doing enough to conclude the matter or assist in recovering his funds. He said he's also yet to get an update on the status of the investigation after exercising 2 years of patience. However, Llewellyn has defended the process, asserting that she follows the law and evidence. There are a number of complainants. It is an unfortunate scenario, but when I last checked, it was a private entity. And as far as I am aware, when people are going to use investment firms, I think that there are certain things that acquaint them with risk that they are taking. As in so many other cases, when we are dealing with allegations of fraud, we can always understand the concerns of complainants. And in this matter, Mr. Bolt is one of quite a few complainants. With the material my team has gone through, we have indicated 22 counts. There are 7 or 8 complainants on the indictment, including Bolt's company. She said, who gave statements. She said that as far as the matter was concerned, her team is ready to prosecute the case. She said the matter has been in criminal case management, but that Panton has changed her attorneys, suggesting that this is where the delay is. One hand cannot clap. We are ready to try the case. This is a very complex, voluminous matter. My team went through it. That is how we were able to prepare the indictment. As to whether the defense is ready, that is another matter. In the justice system, I can say this is not a banana republic. The law says when it comes to due process, fairness is at the heart of it, said Llewellyn. She argued that when the prosecution prefers an indictment in any matter, including fraud, it must follow the law and evidentiary material available. She said it is documentary material that will help to prove a case beyond a reasonable doubt. There's no room for speculation. So when we sifted through the material, we saw the allegations which covered the ingredients of the offense as it relates to Mr. Bolt and several other complainants. But at the end of the day, we follow the law and the evidentiary material, including documents that are available, Llewellyn said. She said as it relates to other charges being laid, her office is still awaiting documents from the FID. Llewellyn said her office is anticipating that by the end of February, the documents will be forthcoming. I remember reading an article where the FID said that charges will be laid against more people in the coming weeks. That's about a year ago now. So I don't know what go on. So that is what the DPP had to say. And I guess because of the DPP said some people are of course, but I suppose it is what it is. What does the DPP need further process? Ginan already. You know, it's a change our lawyer, my friend. To change our legal team, so they have to familiarize themselves with the investigation and the disclosed evidence and all of them something there and things. So I don't know what go on with that. Yeah. But you know, Paula couldn't speak to whether or not Bolt will get back his money. That is a SSL FID situation type of vibration. So there is that. I'm almost sure I read one article where SSL say them pull down some insurance business SSL clients, SSL clients clients to be paid after SSL said to pay clients following 30 million sale, all right? SSL payout. I'm going to find them article there. 4.7 billion good news for SSL. Come and know me read that. Pay him last. Who said that? I don't know. SSL clients begin regaining access to their accounts. I know that me interested in that. Listen to this here. Zane, let me share the article with you. This was from September 24, 2024. Let me use our next one. Let me use that one now. The state regulator, the Financial Services Commission, and this was published by the Jamaica Observer. I'm going to see if I can find the date. September 24, 2024 too. So the state regulator, the state regulator, the Financial Services Commission, has indicated that the Troubled Stocks and Securities Limited, SSL, is poised to pay out more than US $30 million or 4.7 billion Jamaican dollars to its clients who have been waiting more than a year to collect on their investment. In a release on Monday, the FSC said based on the last information provided by the SSL trustees, the company is advancing its plans to make a payout to its clients. The FSC said the payout will be primarily from the proceeds of the sales of SSL's international securities client portfolio, approximately valued in excess of US $30 million. According to the regulatory agency, it continues its active regulations of SSL with a focus on ensuring that the company strictly adheres to the requirements set forth in the Securities Act. The FSC has issued directions to SSL dated July 31st, all right, fix that now, 2024, which require SSL to provide periodic updates. These directions are designed to enforce, but that me I tell us, I'm sure some did hear say them sell some things to SSL, make $30 million US, so the $30 million with them thief can be paid back. So me don't know always still the yes sir. And this is separate and apart from the Gene and Pantan criminal case. Zane, we're talking about them say them all get money for, so me don't know what go on. That is why I'm wondering why Usain don't get back. Nothing. So me don't know. I don't know what is happening with this, but this is September 2024, published by the Observer, and this is Gleaner, September 2024. So both major print media outlets reported on this. Some me don't know what go on with that. Strange this feeling I'm feeling. Oh, Jah love, we will always believe in. Brian Foster said Paula is in no way different from SSL. I'm not sure why Father Brian said that still, but then the DPP can only operate within the laws that exist still, So there's that. I guess a typical Jamaican understands oppression and injustice as a colossal 1v1 concerning financial institutions, so they are gonna take heart to the private matter, especially like how a bowl. Yeah, that makes sense too. See, and you see these financial crime situations, they're kind of ticklish, You understand? There have been many cases where people only think if you go to prison for financial crime never gone away, and people, if you get back their money, not get it back too. Because, I don't know. His money never registered. Shane Frank, I don't think that is an accurate statement. Maybe all the money was never registered, but some of it had to be. I think half of the money, I think the concern is that at least half of the money was never placed in any of his investment accounts at SSL. That is my understanding. Now that me I get from the thing. Anybody in the house, if you want to watch, you can bring a bottle of water for me, please. Thanks. If anybody in the house is watching, it's how the world works. We vote for people who are supposed to fix the system, but they just keep making it worse. Boy, Justin, why I mean I know if you're a real chopper, Mary Panton, I said for you said for life. You see me? Shane Frank. Was that a question? Oh, I don't know. Yeah, may I send for some water, my friend. So I don't know. But maybe nobody in the house now watch right now still. You understand? So, but I know yeah, sir. And them things they are going run one part. You see me? Aye, sir. Strange this feeling I'm feeling. Oh, Jah love, we will always believe in. If the saga has more twist than rope, Paul had nothing to say about until boats. No, because Burger King. I suppose somebody did ask her until Bolt speak. So then she now just come talk about it. I don't think I saw them things ever. So she was asked a question, so she answered. Well, that is what me I say. Me don't know. That I next thing. As in, we're asking if his money was registered or I say. Me don't know. Probably it was a statement, I guess. I don't know. Yes. So them things there. You understand? As I said, the Portmore situation, I think probably that need to be a call-in stream to get some, to gauge what the people, them, a Portmore think. I saw what the opposition leader is saying that it should be put to a referendum and thing. But I guess as in the words of PJ, there will be no referendum. I think that was the CCJ matter. He said there will be no referendum on the CCJ matter. So I don't know. I see some people say them a demonstrate, a few people. But then I see them just in an arena. So then, you know, I don't know if it's a, I don't know. So I need to stream about that and thing. Next thing, I see PJ what there, say some things, you see? And it's okay for the former prime minister to say anything he wants to say about anything at all. See? I'm drawing a reference to something because I want to talk about that and then I talk about some things. See? So, whether Bruce or Pete, this is just a question from the DJ. What do you say? Oh, I so remember the melody and telling them. See? But I show a look at thing. And when I make these pronouncements, I speak for me. Not for you, not for your friend. I talk for me. Let me show you a thing before me tackle PG. All right. So, share this. It says here, oh, you know, see it good. I'm saying I can't find the article itself until it load up. You see how them things work? I can't find the article all of a sudden. Well, let me try again. I tell you about scrubbing, you know. I find it. So, watch a style. It says, former NHT chairman wants inequalities in accessing affordable housing addressed. I'll read that again. We're not going to see the let me carry down for sure. So, see it there? I'm not telling a lie upon him. Former NHT chairman wants inequalities in accessing affordable housing addressed. And that is good. We want that. But who is speaking? Listen to this. Yeah, man, two party, but at the same sad song them a play. Poor people, money lean back and rock away. Them raise everything from high to crave near. All them no raise up. Everybody pay. You understand? Oh, so this is just a couple questions from my DJ. Question, another part them want to know. Mr. Bruce, Mr. PG. This is, yeah, so you go. Zane, so former NHT chairman, this is what Ima said. He wants inequalities in accessing affordable housing addressed. Former who? NHT chairman. What him want? Inequalities in accessing affordable housing to be addressed. Who is him? Repeat after me. Former NHT chairman. No, this was a man who had the platform, who had the authority to advocate for these things whilst he was chairman. But after him is no longer chairman, he might advocate for these things. Listen to the things that we want. See? Okay, done this. Former chairman of the national, I share this to share if make a point and watch a style. Former chairman of the National Housing Trust, Howard Mitchell, says there's an urgent, let me read this, says there's an urgent need to address inequalities in accessing affordable housing in Jamaica. His comments are in relation to a special report carried by Radio Jamaica News on Monday about young professionals struggling to purchase a house in Kingston due to the high cost. Now, speaking Wednesday on the morning agenda on Power 106, Mr. Mitchell said it would not be inappropriate to ask the NHT to dedicate all its low-income mortgage facilities to a particular segment of the population for the next 5 to 7 years until the inequality is addressed. At the same time, Mr. Mitchell is calling for an overarching policy to deal with the issue of affordable housing for young professionals and young people generally having a place not necessarily to own, but that they have security of tenure. We need a housing policy that covers that, and I am not aware that we really have that in a consistent way. And that housing policy also has to be tied to the effective transportation system, because I don't think there's any question that there's very little land left in Jamaica that you could afford to dedicate to low-income housing. Zane, Mr. Mitchell said Jamaica's zoning laws, which refers to regulations governing how land can be used in different areas, are also outdated. Zane, he described urban planning in Jamaica in particular for the capital city Kingston as anachronistic. Zane, but we're not getting into the rest of that. Watch a style now. Mr. Howard Mitchell is the former NHT chairman. Did Mr. Mitchell advocate for these things during his tenure as chairman at the National Housing Trust? Are these things that Mr. Mitchell is saying just a deforming in brain so he might taught them now? Zine, and here now brings me to my issue with former Prime Minister P.J. Patterson. Zine? And it's just the same like if Bruce comes say something or Portia comes say something, who else alive we have former Prime Minister? Them one day. Zine? So, if you are ever in a situation Island Boy Roofing say, you don't know. Why am I say? Why I say? I don't know if him did do it. Then him never do a good job of it then. And what him should have said him did do it. You understand? And he never amount to nothing. This is my issue. I have no time to sit down and listen to people who were in a position to effect changes and never do it. And after they have moved out of those positions, I tell other people to effect them change. I don't want to hear nothing from none of them. If you, yeah man, the former Prime Minister is still alive, Shane. Zane, if you were in a position to effect changes and you failed to do so, me no want to hear nothing from you. And that is for Bruce, for PJ, for Portia, and when Andrew is no longer Prime Minister and him is former Prime Minister, me no want to hear nothing from him neither. So if during your tenure as Prime Minister, if you did not at least start these things, me no want to hear nothing from you. Go away with that. See? Especially as a former Prime Minister who governed for 18 and a half unbroken years. You can't talk to me, but me no want to hear nothing from you. Just like Bruce, just like Portia, me no want to hear nothing from you. When you get on a chance, I will never make it no your side. Retire. Enjoy retirement. Bye. Any other Prime Minister, so the current Prime Minister now, when him no Prime Minister no more, Zane, and me no want to hear you talk about nothing you never fix. You did get chance to fix it or start fix it, but go retire. Enjoy that. Bye. And I have always wondered how politician memories are so short, because I can't understand. And some of them are so bare-faced and dry in the things that them say, like, we lived under your stewardship. We are now living under Andrew's stewardship. So 20 years down the road, when him come and talk off him mouth, go retire to man. We don't want to hear nothing. You had that opportunity to solve or start the process to solve some of these problems and you did not. Me no want hear nothing. And if Siaga was still alive, me no want hear nothing from him neither. Not bye. Michael Manley, the whole of them. Shearer, Sang, Bust, none of bye. When you don't get opportunities to do things for the country, you don't do it. See? What if it, but the things that we matter, what kind of stride? That me say, you know, if you never start it or try to implement these things, I don't want you from you. These are not things that were done or started, but I don't want to hear it. You understand? Bye. That's just me. Zane, that is the beauty of history, you know. It is there for people to revisit and to look back. And again, me not talk for the 188 people we are watch over 191 person we are watch over here, you know, over YouTube and our people on Facebook, our Twitch, or the 1,000 odd people we are watch on TikTok, where I say total views, so I assume say that. Me don't know how much people, but right now I don't understand this. But who say if I watch over TikTok, me not talk for no idea, you know. Me just talk for me. I have no patience, I have no time for people who had the ability, the authority, the possible resources to effect changes. You'd never do it, and you come at me no want hear nothing from you. That is just my view. Again. You understand? So, there is that. Done with them. I could move on to some. Well, let me move on to some next things. Dalrymple Filbert, Marisa Dalrymple Filbert. You see? Talk about some things, you know. Former Speaker of the House, she pleaded guilty to whatever charges were laid against her by the Integrity Commission, and she was asked to pay $900,000. Former Speaker of the House, Marisa Dalrymple Filbert, has been fined $900,000 for corruption. Charges brought against her by the Integrity Commission. This follows her decision not to contest some of the charges. The Integrity Commission proffered charges against Mrs. Dalrymple Filbert in 2023 for making false declaration about her ownership of a Mercedes-Benz motor car. The matter was settled at the Kingston and St. Andrew Parish Court on Friday. Former Speaker of the House and Member of Parliament for South Trelawney, she faced 8 charges, 4 under the Parliament Integrity of Members Act and 4 under the Integrity Commission Act. 2 of the counts were dismissed, while the court admonished and discharged her for the 4 breaches under the Parliamentary Integrity of Members Act. For the remaining charges, she was fined 900,000 Jamaican dollars. Ms. Dalrymple Filbert's attorney, King's Counsel Peter Champini, had raised a preliminary legal point in December of 2024, which Parish Judge Leighton Morris considered. The judge highlighted issues in the Integrity Commission Act. He noted that there was no clear provision allowing the Commission to accept corrections to statutory declarations, even though Mrs. Dalrymple Filbert had corrected the record before being charged. The Integrity Commission initiated an inquiry in 2021 to assess whether Ms. Dalrymple Filbert's statutory declarations were completed and accurate. The probe was triggered by the omission of a motor vehicle she had purchased in 2015. But before any charges were laid, she updated her declaration at the Commission's recommendation to reflect ownership of the vehicle. Casey Champini says the offences would not impact Dalrymple Filbert's parliamentary duties. Casey Champini also called on lawmakers to amend the Integrity Commission Act. Champini notes that Dalrymple Filbert was likely the only Jamaican parliamentarian to voluntarily resign from Parliament to address a legal matter. He cited this as a significant mitigating factor speaking to her integrity. Ms. Dalrymple Filbert was re-elected Member of Parliament in an uncontested by-election in November of 2024. She was represented by Olivia Derrett Plowright along with Peter Champini. Teacher, I thought Michael Manley was a good Prime Minister for JA. Tell me if I'm wrong. Just watch a documentary on him. Me not no thoughts on that right now. Because when it come on to Siaga and Manley, I kind of get annoyed by some things from me hear the both of them name too. But So I won't comment on that publicly. You understand? Yeah. Because I suppose that the country was at its, I'm at that stage. But if you feel that way, that is fine. That's okay. If what you watch, influence your chain of thought that way, that is fine. It's not a problem. But I may have different views when it comes on to Manly and Siaga together, because when I talk, I not separate them neither. But again, that are me. So some people might give me some flack for that too. But that's all right. We may good with that. And these things. But me no want nothing from him either if it's still there too. But things where him couldn't start or never do. That's what me I said. We go back to that. You understand? So there has been conversations, started out by a tweet on social media from, I don't remember them names, so Jamaica is currently experiencing a recession. The Minister of Foreign Affairs had disputed that, seeing the Finance Minister disputing it to a level and the Prime Minister. However, based on information, it suggests that, there is at least cause for concerns. Going forward, I was not able to sit down and watch the opening of Parliament for any long period of time the other day. See? And see, because, oh crap. So this is the document. So all of the things that were said during that time, so the government's plans for the next financial year, fiscal year, would have been enshrined in that. I know that a lot of people wouldn't sit down and read this document. See? However, if you are interested in what the country going forward will be involved in and looking at, then probably it's a good read. So the speech by the Prime Minister, maybe, I'm just saying, but yeah, but there are some things that has come out of that we kind of have to look on. Australia toilet paper. I see one toilet paper conversation from earlier, but I not look on it. See? Okay, Lady Lorraine, I get what you say, man. And just say Manly was the best. See? I told my mom recently that Manly and say I can mash up Jamaica. So she's a fella now. Who is a fella now? Oh, I don't even know how the part they go, to be honest with you. See? Big up to all my fellow blues. Oh, yeah, big up yourself in there. I want to go on. Now, budget 2025 signals contraction in the economy. Almost $2 billion has been set aside for polls. No, you know that I got rub me wrong a little bit. $2 billion for general election. Remember, how much hundreds of millions spent on local government election, and I have said it before and I'll say it again. There is no reason in 2025 for an island nation that has, give or take, 3 million people in the country at any given time, no reason why such a nation should be holding two separate elections. Again, it is my view, my humble view, probably ill-informed, that we can go by with just one election where the member of parliament and the councillors are elected one day. On the ballot, the representatives from each division and the people contesting the member of parliament are on the ballot. You vote for your councillor of choice and your MP of choice. Put it in the box, go your yard. I cannot accept that we need two elections, local government and general election. I'm sure there are people out there who think I am wrong, and that is okay. But for me, I don't know that we need to be spending separately on these things. I mean, so a general election would cost more now, but I don't think it will cost as much as separating the elections. We don't have enough time for have 2 different election cycle and campaigning. We don't have that time there. We need one election, and whosoever is elected within that time frame go represent the people then properly. I think local government election is once every 2, is normally a biannual thing, a 2-year thing. I think should be, yeah. See? Me I get old, you know, I think so. You see me? And this is something I never really teach social studies like that still, but yeah. You know, people said, boy, you didn't teach that. The opposition would oppose that search them. Seem like all the opposition party do is just oppose. I just my view that. But you see, $2 billion Jamaican dollars will be set aside for the general election that is due later this year. I think it is constitutionally due by September of this year. So between now and September, there should be a general election in the country. We just had local, and the problem with the local government election recently is because the government, for whatever reason, kept on putting off the local government election. No, some things that came out, you know, that probably we need to pay attention to out of the opening of Parliament. When the Jamaican economy reporting declines in gross domestic product for 2 successive quarters, with the Jamaican economy reporting declines in gross domestic product, GDP, for 2 successive quarters, indicating a recession, the government is planning to spend $1.26 trillion for the financial year 2025 to 2026. This is $126 billion or 9.1% less than last year revised budget of $1.38 trillion. Given the 5% inflation experience up to December, the government's budget is in effect about 14% less than the last financial year. Favour Williams, Minister of Finance and Public Service, tabled the 2025-2026 estimates of expenditure in Parliament yesterday, revealing that just under $1.1 trillion of the budget will be financed by taxes and other receipts, while about $158.4 billion in loans will satisfy the shortfall. The bulk of the expenditure, nearly $1.2 trillion, will go towards recurrent or day-to-day expenditure. The money for recurrent expenditure in this year's budget is $127 billion less than the expenditure for last financial year. Only 62.59 billion of the tabled budget will go towards special projects or capital expenditure. This is about the same as revised capital budget estimates for last financial year. Williams said that the nearly 1.3 trillion budget is indicative of Jamaica's resilience and the sound policies of the administration. She said the budget remains firmly in the $1 trillion range despite several challenges, including weather events such as a drought, Hurricane Beryl, and Tropical Storm Raphael. This continued strength of our budget has been so despite a backdrop in fiscal year 2024-2025 of dry weather or drought, severe impact of a Category 5 Hurricane Beryl, Tropical Storm Raphael, and rainfall in all 14 parishes during the months of November that range between a minimum of 125% all the way to 300% of the 30-year mean rainfall for the month of November, Williams said. Now, meanwhile, Julian Robinson, opposition spokesman on finance, commenting in Parliament on the estimates, as the estimates were tabled, said that in spite of the country's macroeconomic indicators, the details of the budget must account for the hardships of the Jamaican people. He noted that the government was unable to spend about $19 billion of the $80 billion in last year's budget. So that's the next thing. We'll talk about that soon. Which is almost a quarter of your capital budget. It means you are also contributing as government to the economic decline. Robinson remarked as he referred to the fact that Jamaica has seen 2 successive quarters of negative movement of GDP with signals of recession. Debt service will take the largest slice of the budget, accounting for 340.27 billion or 28.4% of the total recurrent budget, while non-debt recurrent expenditure will be 857.18 billion. Jaja. So let me talk about that first. So you have a situation where in the budget, money is allocated to certain things to be done. But for whatever reason, whether it is bureaucracy, whether it is laziness, whether it is tardiness, whether it is procurement issues, year on year we are seeing where the money in the budget was not spent for some of what it was designated for. So it means that the people are not benefiting fully from their tax dollars. Because if you budget $50 billion to be spent here, and you only spend $10 billion out of that $50 billion there, it means that all of the things where that $50 billion they shouldn't do was not done. And it continued to happen. So it happened the year before, the budget before, and it happened last year budget. See? So where vast amount of money set to do things was not used because for whatever reason, if it is procurement issues, bureaucratic issues, I don't know. You understand? These are the people we elect to administer over our affairs, and they continue to make the same mistakes year in, year out. See? Why are we in a situation where so much money that is earmarked to do these things are not being used to do these things in a timely manner? Aye, sir. Now, I have always spoken about the 3 super ministries, see, which I think are the 3 most important ministries in governing Jamaica: education, security, and health care. See, if you make those 3 sectors as robust and shockproof as possible, then the country will be moving in the right direction. Education, critical. And I must publicly state that I am very pleased to see that that is the ministry that is getting the most money. Yeah, man, finance, but finance important, Like, it's critical. And a finance provide the money for them place there. But what I say now is that if you treat with education, healthcare, and security, everything else will improve as they go along. Because if the education system becomes so robust and we can create an environment where we are able to supply our labor needs with the skills that we need, finance may be the most critical in terms of it funds everything. But I think that a country is built on education, health, and security. Again, that is just me. Yes, that is how I view it. See? Everything revolves around education and health. Everything else. Because if you have a population that is not healthy, productivity will suck. If you have a population that is illiterate, then productivity will stagnate, and so on and so forth. You understand? So finance is critical, and that make the pot boil. But I think Jamaica is not only suffering from any form of economic problem or cost of living, it's the whole world. Yeah, man, we understand that. But then you still have countries who do better than Jamaica, despite a global thing. So we just say, we don't want to be one of them countries at one of them time. You understand? Yeah. So I am very pleased that Mrs. What is very well, that education is being given, pride of place in the budget, in the latest budget. However, that said, I am also very mindful that in recent years, there have been situations where public sector workers, civil, where members of the public sector has been raping and raiding the finance ministry. You understand? Based on the allegations, Rural Reid was one of the main perpetrators and Fritz Pinnock. And we have had situations in recent times where other people's names have been called and them something there. You cannot, if you steal from the Ministry of Education, you are stealing from the nation's children. You understand? You are stealing from the children. You see him? Yes. Oh, I know. I guess I forgot to watch about later. Yeah, man. So the Ministry of Education, Skills, Youth and Information gets the largest share of the Ministry of Finance after the Ministry of Finance. See? So the Ministry of Finance would get the most. Because you know them have to pay everybody and take care of everything. So them all get the most of the money. See? But then the Education Ministry, I think rightly so, is being given some money. So the Ministry of Education, Skills, Youth and Information gets the largest share after the Ministry of Finance with an allocation of $183.52 million. That still need more in about with techie. They are followed by the Ministry of Health and Wellness with $155.64 million and the Ministry of National Security with $154.86. See? So the ministries that I think should be, you know what I mean, made robust. And, you know, agriculture shouldn't be far from that for your next reason too. You know, food security and them something there. So agriculture should them probably the fourth or fifth, don't you say, you know, after health because we need to invest in agriculture. See? So, meanwhile, a nearly $2 billion allocation has been made for the holding of general election. Constitutionally due by September of this year. The budget outlines that $1.95 billion is to be spent on parochial elections, which are constitutionally due. Parochial election and local government election, you know, we just have some local government election, you know. And based on the fact that the Prime Minister they delay the election them so long, then them kind of do again constitutionally. So when them all keep is an boy, I don't even know, yeah, sir. Should be billions, I think. Billions, not millions, billions. See, $1 million in front of me, you know what? It should be billions. You're correct, George. I agree. See, but that's a read in front of me, but I agree. That should be billions, yeah? Of $1 trillion budget. You're right. See? No. However, Director of Elections, Glasspool Brown, told reporters that that description is an error in the estimates and the figure is for a parliamentary election. Yeah, because, the estimates will be scrutinized by the Standing Finance Committee of Parliament on March 6 and 7 before the Finance Minister opens the 2025 budget debate on March 11. The national budget must be passed in the House of Representatives by March 31st of each year when the financial year ends. So budget highlights the budget of $1.26 trillion for the financial year 2025-2026 is 9.1% less than last year $1.386 trillion. $62.59 billion has been allocated for capital expenditure, with the Ministry of Economic Growth and Job Creation getting $30.5 billion. Well, $30.55 billion and 28.941% of the recurrent expenditure is for debt servicing. We are paying with debt because down the years we have borrowed so much, so we perennially paying debt. I mean, that has been reducing over the past couple of years and them something. You understand? 90% of teachers in Jamaica performing below 10%. That is rubbish, Shane. You can't validate that at no time. See? Because I'm just going to run something by you. When we think about schools like Campion, Immaculate, St. Andrews High School for Girls, Monroe, Hampton, all of them schools, the Westwood, the schools that are doing exceptionally well, the Denby Hi, the Glen Muirs, and we continue to all of the other schools and we are do well. You are telling me that those schools only have 10% of the teachers in this country? Negative. Now, if you say quite a large number of teachers or many teachers in this country are not performing at their optimum level, I will agree with you 100%. I've known many down my years as a teacher. See? But to say 90%, 10, no, sir. Not at all. Negative. I cannot, as an educator, even entertain that because I know that you have some teachers who are doing exception. Although when the youth them do well, I bright them bright. And when the youth them don't do well, the teacher them not work. So we stay about that to say. So there's that. But I don't agree with you on that still. I state that publicly. Like, me even pretend to disagree with you. Maybe disagree with you. See? Also, the Firearms Act is to be amended 10% of what? The Firearms Erica. The Firearms Act is to be amended to allow for plea negotiations. Upgrades to the Firearms Act are among the top legislative priorities for the government in the upcoming fiscal year, which begins on April 1. The Firearms Prohibition, Restriction and Regulation Act took effect in November of 2022, providing harsher punishments for gun-related crimes. Now, Custis of Kingston, Stedman Fuller, in delivering the annual throne speech in Parliament on Thursday on behalf of the Governor-General, said the upgrades will include a framework for plea negotiations with accused persons. Fuller said this is as a result of the effectiveness of the mandatory minimum sentence stipulated for some convictions. He said this has increased the level of interest among accused persons regarding entering a guilty plea. Other legislation that will also be upgraded include the Proceeds of Crimes Act, POCA, the Fingerprints Act, and also the Fingerprints Act. The Corrections Act will undergo a comprehensive reform and these things. So some legislative work, I think 15 years is the starting point, but there was no facility for a plea negotiation under the new act, so I guess they're trying to add that and them something there, and these things. PJ paid off IMF before leaving office. Me not even get involved in that because me not even touch that. See? Angie Thomas, big up yourself because I don't know if that to be rooted in any fact. How many high schools performing 10%? Me can't give you that half I top of my head, to be honest with you. See? But I cannot agree with the statement that you made. You understand? I think that is just very anecdotal and broad brush. Couldn't be. You understand? Mark, I do agree that there are some very serious issues entrenched and ingrained in our education system. I also agree that many teachers are not performing how they should. Zane, I also agree that there's a need for a remodeling of education as it is in Jamaica, but that's a next story for you next time. But I will disagree with you wholeheartedly that 90% of our teachers are operating below 10%. Negative. Never. I know that when the former Prime Minister P.J. Patterson left office, Jamaica's debt was at an historic high. So I don't know how we reach around one part around here. So where I say, one of my very good viewer, I say, PJ paid off the IMF before. Maybe IMF, I don't know. But I know say our debt was crazy. My children and your children will be paying our debt after the country's debt after we gone. So, yeah. It is very hard for you to quantify and qualify that statement, though, Shane, to be honest with you. Like, you would be very hard-pressed to do that. No. Yeah, bro, you have some brilliant teachers about here, no? You understand? Me not have to do my research. I doubt that for one, and I know that during PJ's stewardship as Prime Minister, the country's debt rose to its highest in our history. That I know if you have facts. So as it relates to yeah, man. So some schools were one, but one to the schools that were high. That is how average working, my friend. They have a thing called average. So you have schools that are not performing, underperforming, barely performing, but you have schools that are excelling, my friend. Many schools are holding firm. Many schools are trending upwards. Many schools are improving. So you're only looking on one side of the scale, and also scale work. You understand? So there's that. I don't know. All right, peeps. So at them things I'm comfortable about tonight, Zane, for the people who came in late, you know, and if there's any family or friends or anybody close to determine, you know, my deepest sympathies and condolences. You understand? And I pray that you guys will find the strength to, you know, navigate these challenging times. You know, same for Danny English. I haven't even heard anything about the funeral proceedings or there for Danny as yet. No, I am actually probably I go near the side soon, so I say I can find somebody that side to talk about. CXC alone can't be the only scale because you have youths excelling in other things as well. So I don't know about that either. And then my view on CXC is the next thing, you know, somebody who taught CXC for close to 20 years. You understand? There's that. You see? So my views on the education system are probably kind of radical still, and probably will shock some people. But I don't think that the education system in Jamaica is really and truly optimally structured to capture as many children as possible. But that's the next story for you next time. Zane, the Usain Bolt situation is very, very, you know, very sad that after 2 years, there's no movement on monies being returned, Zane, to the clients of SSL. Well, Bolt, I don't know about any other client receiving money or anything, but Bolt is the only one that has been vocal. So we can only speak about him at the moment. I don't know. You see me? Jaja. Set away. You understand? We watch and see. And again, for the people out there, Usain Bolt is in his rights to express his frustration about the pace of the investigation and the repayment of his monies. Zane, you can't take that from him. Also, people are also entitled to their rights to ask questions if they feel like ask questions. So there's that too. You understand? We have to find balance with these things, you know. But I understand, say, you know, some people are going to defend the G and say, want to move from yes and then say, but yeah, I know I think. One of them things. But peeps, I think I need to do a stream about the Portmore Paris situation. Probably people not even too interested in that night. I guess the stream will decide who turned Bolt onto SSL. That's I don't know, probably his management team and them something there. I don't know, I'm just assuming. But yeah. The thing is that at one point in time, a lot of heavyweights were investing in SSL, you know. So I guess, you know, word go around. Even many government agencies had investments at SSL, NHT, some other governmental agencies and them something there. So I understand the G's frustration. I would be frustrated too. Zane, I would have probably spoken out long before he did. But I guess, you know, he was using his love for country to you know what I mean, buy it some time. I remember that the FID did say more arrests are coming. I don't see no more arrests. Zane, I read something where it say, SSL did sell some things and them get 30 million US. So Piotr go soon start. Me not hear nothing from it. So I don't even know, yeah, man. Zane, Portmore as a parish is totally unnecessary. Zane, but it's a discussion for another day. Rich people scam rich people too. Zane, so we will have a discussion. Zane, as I say, I don't even know if people really too interested because a lot of people are disillusioned with the political situation. A lot of people are voter apathy has been at a high. I think the voter turnout this time may be a lot better than previous election for two simple reasons. One, some people are very frustrated and annoyed with the current government, so them would have vote them out. Zane? And then you have some people who are say, what? Because I've seen the discussions. This is happening in the country is going in that direction. This is the best administration, so we are going to vote for keep them in power. So I suspect based on that dynamic that we're having now, the voter turnout should be higher than previous elections, I think. And then something there. Clark said, yeah. What are the benefits of Portmore gaining Paris status? I guess when we have a stream, we see, I believe that Bolt may need to look overseas for better money-making opportunities. Jamaica has failed him despite his contributions to the country. Fair assessment. We can't deny that I saw it stay. You see me? So, yeah, peeps. Big up on yourself. I did for do that streamer from last night, but because I did love night, I know say the G them I out the Empress them. And some of the Empress them I out the G them. And then, you know what I mean, chocolate and rose and pose and these things and liquor and them things can lead to big people things. So I say, I will have a stream. But I'll stream tomorrow, but then I go have things to do. So, peeps, big up on yourself. I look forward to stream them like November when I say when I have newborn in our house. I mean, I say Valentine's do that. So, do the things still. Peeps, enjoy your weekend. Interview premiere 7:30 on a Tuesday. So look out for that, book out for that, and them something there. Should be streaming one day next. Cause as I said, I still like a whole vibe about the Portmore thing. As me personally too, I have not fully wrapped my head around why they say that Portmore. I know there are some issues with some PDs, some voting divisions, because I think that there are some areas where residents were not able to vote in the last election because of some confusion and some only for something. So there were some issues with some Lakes Pen. I think people in Caribbean Estate weren't able to vote and some only for things. But I think that what could have been done was to just adjust the boundary to incorporate those places in some places. But then again, I guess there may be political benefits to doing these things too. So we see what go on. But me need to wrap my head around that too. So, you know what I mean? Call it honest badness. But please, big up on yourself. I appreciate the support for the ones that move up on TikTok, for the ones that move up on Facebook, for the ones that move up on YouTube, for the ones that... I don't even know if anybody move up on Twitch. Zane, I will never bring up that, but me check the analytics later. But give thanks. Supposed to add Instagram to the live stream too. Zane, me not to forget to look on the TikTok stream. If TikTok people, them hope they're all right. So I'm supposed to, I've been always at here, my streaming mic, but they watch me through my phone, camera. But now I see me through my streaming cameras and stream mic. Yeah, so that mic, I have the mic from about 2018, never really used it. For whatever reason, I don't know why, but I never really used it. I guess probably we never like how they look at the time. And he heavy to ya, man, so probably did a mash up my boom arm them at the time. Because my boom arm them did cheap them time. So I just decide for kind of go through my audio because it did up. I'm here. I can't be I'm here and be than I behave, sir. So I'm on something else. So yeah, peace. Well, big up on yourself. We're there. I appreciate the support. We soon. Manners and respect every time. Walk good. You know what I think? Art of love. Step with Jack. Safe travel upon the gravel. Right now, all of them are sitting here. Hey, man, brother, I want to stop the foolishness, man. And why am I even know? I'm going here.
Yeah, this is Nature. Ellis representing for Extra Class Scene. We teach them. Little piece of my story. piece of extra class story.
Big up to everybody who check in and clock in this evening, man. We appreciate the support. You understand what I say? Wherever you watch, we appreciate it. Anyway, you see my face and hear my voice, we appreciate it. You understand? But I really YouTube by main place. But anyone who comfortably answer, we give thanks.
Country, lack no place in the city to deal with jam music, I say. Did not have a place to stay.
Big up in a TDC. You know, sometimes we do some heavy lifting. Yeah, more time, Jaja. But we're there. But you know, tonight, we need to talk about a murder running a part and a place. I like that.
Man, working for a better situation. Extra classes for the trying man. And trying woman. Working hard for a solution.
Oh, them gift thing they were up on TikTok. I appreciate them. Whoever did give me them.
Domestic work, some a lawyer, doctor, some hustle in the streets. They all agree.
And the Prime Minister was a record for building the most houses. I think I probably paid
when the rain fall, the roof leak. One pair of shoes on my feet. Extra class rise us up, let us stand on our feet.
Oh, Adrian, big up yourself, you know. You understand? I need to aggregate all of my comments them in a one thing. I don't get around to that yet still. Shango, big up yourself again, my bro. I appreciate the fact that they take the time out to link me forward and convince me to do that something. I appreciate it. You understand? I like it. You see me do a local thing and change up a few local things and I go and experiment with the thing. You understand?
Wonderful selection. Extra classes for the trying man.
Hey man, if you know, so again, they represent for the big bad. Teach them, so we say teach them, entertain them, educate them, and teach them.
Respect Chelsea, brother. For Earl, Jaja, boy, brother, don't even mention the name about us, you know. Because right now, I never want to talk about Chelsea right now, bro. God knows.
What's happening to our youths?
The only thing could worse than what Chelsea I don't know if Arsenal win the league. That would hurt me. The little Jamaica where we love, bring it back to what it was. Too much gangsters and thugs and AKs and so. If anybody I watch a stream where I do foolishness, I shoot people and this, you know, type of foolishness, man. You can't make life and you still I take life. Say you a murderer, one day you must pay the price. Life is so hard. Every day we see goals. You gotta live it up right. Are you wicked? Gonna know if it's not by police. I need for all an EPL stream for a couple Sunday, you know. Because right now, I just want to cuss some people to you, sir. Teach them down in the ghetto where we born and grow. No, daddy, I just from mother one we know. Every day she say, me son, protect your life. Vampires and bloodsuckers walk day and night. Them say them a friend, them are no friend. Make the right choice. Make sure you listen to your mama voice. Not try for this, my mama, true, you walking with your crew. Make me mama cry, I does lightning for you. But if you diss me, you can get wet. That's alright, because I love we a chant every day and night. We don't want no more bloodshed. Man says a Chelsea fan, I rather Arsenal. Brother, you can't. Oh, you feel rather. Liverpool is not a rival to Chelsea like that. Arsenal and Tottenham are a rival them like that, brother. Same city. I could have never want Arsenal win nothing, brother. Not even a bag of chips. And Arsenal supported them insufferably, you know, brother. I most a 9 set of fans them and the Man United fans them. That's why I'm glad United are suffer so to right now. I look at comfort that me have for time. Big up to the Chelsea fan them we are going and suffer. As Cargo so no low me go through my sufferation here, sir. I don't want to talk about it. Depressed. Arsenal win over Liverpool. Brother, Arsenal Trivia, me lose half of you.
It's a game and it's a gamble. Every day we look up in a guns and gun.
Brother, Arsenal not even win a free kick. Liverpool fans them want hype than Arsenal and United fan, brother. Not in my experience, man. Brother, not even a free kick Arsenal for win.
We don't want no more youths there. Look at Jamaica.
As a Chelsea fan, I never hear a Chelsea fan say that from the day I born. That is like Tottenham say them prefer Arsenal win the league than Liverpool. You want them bun down Tottenham Stadium, sir? Yo.
You must pay the price.
Mama head burn up again.
Papa can't stand up again. One son them have them till they round up.
Alright, peace. Big up on yourself. But you know football, I just banter, man. Big up to all I side them. You know, Arsenal has been knocking on the door. I hope they don't win still. I would really be upset at Liverpool if they make Arsenal come win the league. What's like how my side I suffer? Imagine my side I suffer and me have to go listen to Arsenal fans. So them a champion. Brother. What? Me gone. Peeps. Good night. Me gone.
Teach them. Uplift them, educate them, motivate them, elevate them. You don't know international, global. You don't know program is always logical, motivational, real affair.
Me go run one EPL stream one of them day. One day after me side when I can, me have local strength. But right now, me weak.
Stress out. So emotional. Let it go.
So emotional, man.
Teach them. Teach them.
Bonnie, Harriet, Rockstar Vibes, Flatline Music, Christopher Richards, Laurie, Duval, Moulton, Joyce, Lochin, Clifton, Dinal, Trivia, Mark Lewis, Combi, and Adrian. Big up on yourself, you know. Them say one of the top viewer them up on the TikTok. Me give thanks. Me appreciate the one them.
Good advice. Me know this suffering no nice.
What good people? Step with Jah. I'm out.
When you do what you do, think twice.